From a small shop where he hammered out pitons to meet his own rugged standards, Yvon Chouinard's journey is as much about his love for the outdoors as it is about redefining business itself. Today, the company he founded, Patagonia, is a symbol of commitment to the planet that transformed a small climbing operation into an iconic brand. Yvon Chouinard was born in Lewiston, Maine in 1938, but his journey to becoming an icon of sustainable business began in California, where his family moved when he was a young boy. He grew up in a small coastal town and quickly developed a love for the outdoors. Above all, he found freedom and thrills in climbing. By his teens, he was an avid climber. He spent every spare moment exploring the rugged cliffs and sheer faces of the Sierra Nevada. As he became more skilled, Chouinard encountered a problem. The climbing gear available at the time was clunky and unreliable. Disappointed by the quality of the equipment on the market, he decided to make his own. Driven by his practical spirit and a keen eye for detail, Chouinard took up blacksmithing. He taught himself to shape metal so he could create climbing gear that would meet his high standards. He started with simple pitons, designing and forging them by hand to withstand the roughest conditions. This dedication to craftsmanship soon set him apart. His pitons quickly gained a reputation among fellow climbers as the toughest around, and they began asking him to make gear for them as well. Beyond his craft, Chouinard had a deep respect for nature and a lifestyle that reflected his commitment to simplicity. He was known for his rugged, minimalist approach and embraced a life on the road, often sleeping out of his car or on rocky ledges as he pursued the next climb. His focus wasn't on material success. It was all about being as close to nature as possible. This dedication to living minimally would later become the foundation of his company's values, as Chouinard's commitment to sustainability was more than a business choice. It was a personal one. These early experiences forged his identity as both a climber and a craftsman, qualities that would define his career. His drive to create reliable, environmentally considerate gear wasn't motivated by profit, but by purpose. Yet, unknowingly, he was laying the groundwork for a company that would eventually change the face of outdoor retail. His journey from crafting pitons to founding a global brand was all about the power of passion and the belief that business can be a force for good. In the early 1960s, Yvon Chouinard's dedication to making the highest quality climbing gear was unmatched. He operated out of a small makeshift shop and hand-forged pitons and carabiners one by one. Each piece was crafted to withstand the punishing demands of big wall climbing. His blacksmithing operation was as grassroots as it gets. He started his day at dawn. Chouinard would stroke the forge, hammer out metal for hours, and meticulously shape each piton to be stronger and lighter than anything on the market. Every piece was evidence of his commitment to quality and durability, a trait that quickly made his gear popular among climbers. Chouinard equipment, as it was originally called, faced its fair share of challenges. To sell his gear, Chouinard initially relied on word of mouth within the small, tight-knit climbing community. Friends and fellow climbers were his first customers, and as demand grew, he loaded up his car and drove from camp to camp, selling pitons directly to climbers. His equipment stood out because of its strength, and because Chouinard's passion for climbing was baked into every piece he sold. This authenticity helped him gain a loyal following, but it was not enough to make a living in the early days. By working long hours and keeping his expenses minimal, he managed to cover costs. But profitability remained elusive. Yet, Chouinard's early business was guided by more than a profit motive. Even then, he was concerned about the environmental impact of his products. Pitons, which were hammered directly into rock faces, left permanent marks on the walls they touched. Although they were the standard for climbing at the time, Chouinard was increasingly uncomfortable with the effect on natural landscapes. In the late 1960s, he decided to take a stand and introduced a new type of climbing equipment, aluminum chocks, that could be wedged into rock crevices without damaging the rock. Chouinard promoted clean climbing as an alternative and encouraged climbers to reduce their impact on the environment. This commitment to environmental responsibility would become a hallmark of his business ethos, even when it posed challenges in the market. Chouinard's early decision to shift from pitons to chocks marked a turning point for the company, but it wasn't without risk. Pitons were a climber's mainstay. Asking customers to switch to an entirely new method was bold, even risky. Nonetheless, Chouinard's commitment to preserving the landscapes he loved outweighed the potential business risks. He included clean climbing guidelines in his catalogs and advocated for gear that respected nature. Remarkably, climbers embraced the shift. The community appreciated the integrity and innovation that Chouinard brought to the sport. His decision not only helped his brand grow, but also pushed the climbing community to adopt a more sustainable approach. Another challenge Chouinard faced was the labor-intensive nature of his process. Making gear by hand was slow, and as demand grew, he struggled to keep up. Chouinard eventually hired a small team. He taught them his craft and instilled his standards of quality. Even with extra hands, scaling production while maintaining his standards proved difficult. Every piece had to meet Chouinard's criteria. He refused to compromise on quality for faster output. This dedication slowed growth initially, but it also set the company apart in an industry that often sacrificed durability for profit. Through it all, Chouinard's approach to business remained unconventional. His catalogs were more than just product lists. They became platforms for sharing his philosophy on climbing, craftsmanship, and the environment. Rather than using flashy sales tactics, he relied on transparency and honesty, a rare approach that resonated deeply with his customers. His catalogs included essays on clean climbing and environmental preservation, and made it clear that his company wasn't just about selling gear, it was about making a positive impact. By the late 1960s, Chouinard equipment had carved out a niche known for its quality, integrity, and innovation. His dedication to his craft and commitment to the environment drew climbers to his products in droves, and his decision to promote clean climbing helped the sport evolve in a more sustainable direction. Though the company was still modest, Chouinard had laid the foundation for what would become a revolutionary brand. By the early 1970s, Yvon Chouinard had established a reputation for producing high-quality, innovative climbing gear. But it was a simple observation that would lead him to a new product line. During a climbing trip to Scotland, Chouinard noticed that rugby shirts made from thick, durable cotton held up better than traditional climbing shirts. They were tough enough to withstand harsh conditions, and the collars provided extra protection against rope friction. He brought a few back to the US, and climbers loved them. What started as an experiment soon became a pivotal moment for Chouinard's company, expanding its focus from climbing gear to outdoor apparel. Recognizing an opportunity, Chouinard began developing a line of clothing specifically for climbers and outdoor enthusiasts. This marked the birth of Patagonia as an outdoor apparel brand. But as the company expanded, Chouinard stayed true to his commitment to quality and sustainability. Patagonia became one of the first companies to experiment with alternative materials like synthetic fabrics. It could withstand rugged outdoor conditions while minimizing environmental impact. In 1985, Patagonia introduced fleece jackets made from recycled plastic bottles, a pioneering move that set a new standard in the industry. This bold approach resonated with customers who were looking for durable, eco-friendly products, and it fueled the company's growth. Environmental activism became a core value for Patagonia. Unlike many companies that treated environmental responsibility as an afterthought, Patagonia placed it front and center. Chouinard believed that business should be a force for good, and he began committing a portion of the company's profits to environmental causes. In 1986, Patagonia formalized this commitment by pledging 1% of all sales to environmental initiatives, a promise that would eventually lead to the creation of 1% for the Planet, a network of businesses dedicated to supporting environmental nonprofits. As Patagonia grew, Chouinard took additional steps to ensure the company aligned with its core values. The brand introduced organic cotton in the 1990s, choosing to absorb higher production costs rather than compromise on environmental impact. Patagonia's focus on transparency and sustainability earned it a dedicated following among outdoor enthusiasts and environmentalists alike. Customers appreciated its "Don't Buy This Jacket" campaign, which encouraged people to only buy what they needed. This exemplified Chouinard's belief that true sustainability requires limiting consumption. These decisions set Patagonia apart from its competitors and built a powerful, authentic brand image. The company's emphasis on durability, innovation, and environmental stewardship allowed it to grow beyond the niche climbing community and gain traction in the broader outdoor market. The company's evolution from a small gear shop to a pioneering outdoor brand was not just about expanding product lines. It started to look as if it was about creating a movement. Today, Patagonia's success reflects Chouinard's vision and values. By challenging the norms of the business world and prioritizing ethical practices, Chouinard transformed Patagonia into a brand that stands for more than profit, and it inspired a generation of consumers and companies to pursue sustainability and responsibility in all they do. Today, Patagonia is a giant in the outdoor industry. Its estimated annual revenue surpasses $1 billion, and it has a super loyal customer base. What began as a small operation to produce climbing pitons has grown into a leading brand, and it has set a global standard for sustainability and social responsibility in business. The company now employs more than 2,500 people worldwide, with stores across North America, Europe, and Asia. Every day, each store promotes Patagonia's core mission: to create high-quality products while minimizing environmental impact. Patagonia's product line has expanded far beyond climbing gear. It now includes everything from jackets and outerwear to backpacks, activewear, and even travel gear. Among its iconic offerings is the durable Nano Puff jacket, a favorite among outdoor enthusiasts for its lightweight warmth, and the ironclad guarantee, which underscores the company's dedication to quality and longevity by offering repairs and returns on worn items. Patagonia is also known for using eco-friendly materials, including organic cotton, recycled polyester, and hemp, ensuring that environmental responsibility permeates every aspect of production. These details have not only bolstered Patagonia's reputation, but also influenced the outdoor industry and prompted other brands to adopt more sustainable practices. Patagonia has become a role model for companies seeking to balance profitability with a strong ethical stance. Above all, it leads by example and inspires both consumers and corporations to prioritize sustainability. Patagonia's future is as unique as its past. In 2022, Yvon Chouinard made headlines with an unprecedented decision to transfer ownership of Patagonia to a specially created trust and nonprofit dedicated to fighting climate change. Under this new structure, all profits not reinvested in the business are directed towards environmental causes. This ensures that the company's mission to protect the planet remains at the forefront. This move solidified Patagonia's role as a trailblazer in ethical business. Looking forward, Patagonia is doubling down on its sustainability goals. It continues to push boundaries in innovation and environmental stewardship. Central to these efforts is the company's goal of becoming carbon neutral by 2025, an ambitious target that involves every aspect of its operations, from supply chain management to material sourcing. Patagonia is investing in renewable energy sources for its facilities, improving energy efficiency, and working with suppliers who share its dedication to reducing carbon emissions. The company is also exploring innovative solutions, such as regenerative agriculture, to promote soil health and reduce the environmental impact of raw material production. In addition to reducing its carbon footprint, Patagonia plans to expand its use of eco-friendly materials and circular business models. Its focus on re-commerce initiatives, like the Worn Wear program, allows customers to trade in used items for credit, encouraging a culture of reuse and reducing waste. The success of Worn Wear has inspired Patagonia to further develop similar initiatives. This ensures that its products remain in circulation as long as possible. Patagonia's future also includes a continued emphasis on advocacy and activism. Its campaigns have taken strong stances, from calling out political figures to advocating for public lands, and it intends to continue this bold approach. By leveraging its influence to drive policy change and raise awareness, Patagonia aims to inspire entire industries to adopt more responsible practices. Chouinard's legacy has set a high standard, and the company is committed to honoring that vision. The company today is a beacon for what's possible in the business world, a future that values the environment as much as it does profit. Can you see yourself backing a brand with such sterling environmental credentials? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear. For now, we're out of here. Catch you in the next video.